Friends, welcome to our Monday meditations as we continue our series on the fruit of the Spirit from Galatians 5. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I want to tell you about a couple I met a long time ago, Edgar and Ida. They lived in western Minnetonka. I worked at a church where they attended, at least where they used to attend before they weren't able to get out of the house anymore. Edgar had worked for many years as a groundskeeper in a large estate in that area, and Ida had many physical ailments and challenges, and they still lived in the small house on the property where they had lived for many years. It was hard for Ida to get around. She was quite unsteady on her feet. Ida's speech was slow. She depended on Edgar for everything. And actually, he was glad to have her do so. He cared about her deeply. On one visit, I was greeted at the door by Edgar, and we walked into the sitting room where we were going to have coffee. Strong coffee in those days. And he said, "Pastor, sit over here and we'll have some coffee. And Ida, come join us." Well, Ida was across the room, and she stood up slowly and began to, inch by inch, make her way across the room. He didn't rush to help her unless she needed the help. And she just was slowly, haltingly moving toward the table. And as she did so, he'd say things like, "I love this woman." She's amazing. You know, we've been together for nearly 60 years now. We had such a great life. God is so good. All with this big, broad, warm smile on his face. All authentic, no trace of condescension. He meant every word, you could tell. Well, they had learned love and faith and faithfulness through the years, through their life together. Now, I've worked with a lot of couples also through the years, young couples, and they sometimes have a very idealized, romanticized view of love. If we have it now, why would our love change? In sickness and in health, well, we're healthy now. In plenty and in want, well, we've got all that we need, or we soon will. To love and to cherish, oh, we're in love now, why would that change? Till death do us part, well, that's not now. We're both healthy, we're fine. It's a long way off. Seeing a marriage illustrating faithfulness is far different than simply talking about it or reading about it. It touches the mind and the heart in a deeper way and actually is inspiring. It's like learning a sport, really. If you want to become really good at a sport, you don't just read about it. You don't just talk about it. You watch someone who's really, really good at it. And in watching them, you learn how your body is going to move, how you're going to react, how you're going to respond. You become better by watching someone who's actually doing it. That's how I feel with Edgar and Ida. I was watching someone actually do it. And those memories have been an encouragement and a challenge to me through the years. So you experience the skills in your mind and your body. I think of this too whenever I go to a wrestling match, high school wrestling match. You can always look around the stands. You can tell who were the former wrestlers. Who are they? Well, they don't have the T-shirt. They're moving like this. You know, the wrestlers are struggling. It's like they're living it with them. Well, we can learn to do that with good examples. We can learn to live that love, that faithfulness with them. Now, these qualities that make up the fruit of the Spirit aren't just inside of us as individuals, they're between and among us, in marriage and in relationships, in friendships and within communities of faith. We don't love in a vacuum. I can't say, I have so much love to give people. Where are they? It's not something we have, it's something we experience together in relationship. Love is grown in us in the give and take with real people. Faithfulness is grown when we relate to real people, find it challenging to love, when our love is tested, and we do so anyway. Faithfulness isn't a feeling. It's a whole pattern of actions and interactions that tell another person, I care for you. I have compassion for you. I'm committed to you. Now, God, of course, is our model for genuine faithfulness. The old hymn says of God, great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. The song and the scripture both talk about consistency, knowing who we can count on. And God is constantly present with us, ready to forgive, ready to encourage, ready to guide us. As the seasons of life go by, we learn to trust his presence. We learn to pray at any time. It becomes, for many, a reflex. Whatever we're experiencing, we automatically talk to God in our hearts about it. He is faithful to us. We learn to be faithful in our responses to him. And this carries over to our community of faith. We are like family. None of us is perfect. None of us is easy to live with. And we learn about ourselves in relationship with others. The old saying is, we're all different. It's just that some of us are more different than others. In dealing with our differences, we have a great opportunity to practice and develop the fruit of the Spirit, in particular, faithfulness. Some find it helpful to view this fruit of the Spirit, faithfulness, as true of whole communities of faith, not just true of individuals. Our community of faith can become more faithful with God and with each other. That's our prayer for these coming seasons of ministry. That's our prayer in this very difficult time right now. So let's continue to make it our prayer and then ask God by His Spirit to help us put it into action. Thanks for joining with us today. We'll see you next time.